Daryl, Daryl, we had stopped the interview and we're getting ready to go home, and it got brought up about what was said today in the Marvin Burton interview. And Marvin Burton made a comment that he needs VCS to remain open because his business is not so many miles from the racetrack. That's his home track. People have been asking about VCS. You have a lot of respect from the people at VCS.
I do every racetrack.
Yeah.
Every racetrack.
And right now you're racing at other tracks. What are those names?
Well, I've run at Daugherty since he opened up, but I've kind of changed now. I don't know. Maybe we don't see eye to eye. I don't know. But anyway, I've been racing out in Charleston some, and now I got my late model out and I'm running Farmer City. Ben's Danville is not racing on Friday nights. I'm starting to run my late model. I want to support Vermilion County Speedway. That's my track that I love. I mean, I love all the racetracks, but it's 15 miles from my shop.
It's your local track.
And it's the people that I need that racetrack going to support my business is where I can eat. I didn't go out, reach out like Pierce and a lot of them guys have building race cars.
But you'd like to see VCS open because you need the business.
Right.
But you want to race there.
Right. I want to race there. That's why I give up my late model. My late model set for a year. It hadn't even started the last week. I drug it out and went to Farmer City because I want to support Danville, my Vermilion County Speedway.
Now, I was told by a lot of people that Danville was a Sunday track.
I think it'll always be a Sunday track. I know other people don't think that, but it's the only track racing in the Midwest on Sunday night. The only one. Why wouldn't you want a Sunday night racetrack? I know it might take a while to get it going, but I think it's got to be Sunday night. And we got to keep it open more than 1 year or a half a year so people will spend the money to build race cars to support the track, because you got to have race cars to survive.
Now, you are good friends with Mike Staggs, and what classes of cars would you like to see run at VCS? What about those crate late models?
I think the crate late models is a coming thing because it's a more affordable class. I love these full-blown late models, but when you got $30,000 in a motor and it still won't run with the big guys, it's just too much money for a little track. That's why it's a traveling show nowadays. But I think we need, if I promoted a racetrack, it would have UMP modifieds, crate late models, and probably, I know this ain't good to say to some of the guys, but that street stock, it'd all be pure stock.
So run pure street and street stocks together.
And I'd have Hornets. That'd be 4 classes. I wouldn't have none of that. Because 5 classes takes too long. And you got 2 classes here almost identical.
Name the 4 classes again.
Crates, modifieds, street stock, and Hornets.
I see.
That's what I'd run. Because it's hard to pay that purse for 5 or 6 classes. It takes too long. People don't want to sit in the grandstands that long.
Now, you remember racing there on Sunday. Now, there's a difference in time from Indiana and Illinois. So, if you're going to pull the Indiana drivers to VCS, what time would you start on a Sunday?
Well, Danville is a pretty hard track to control the dust, but I think if we got on the track at 6:30 and went ready to qualify or race at 6:30.
Now, 6:30, whose time?
Well, that's tough, Illinois time. Because you get on there at 5:30, the track's going to be burned up.
So that's 7:30 Indiana
that's right.
time.
But have them over by 10 o'clock.
So how do you get them over by 10 o'clock?
You got to work hard at it. You got to be organized, and you've got to be on time with everything.
How long do you take intermission?
I'd say 15, 20 minutes, as long as you need for intermission at the most. Everybody go, if you got a good concession stand running right, 15, 20 minutes all you need up there. Not no half hour, 45 minutes. That takes too much time. I'll tell you what, Bob Sargent is probably the best promoter that ever promoted a racetrack in the Midwest. He runs Macon, Illinois Speedway. If you watch him run his show, you'll be amazed. It's on the spot, everything. And it don't matter who you are. If you're not in line, go to the back. And if you set your goals at that, that's what you got to do. If you do for one, you got to do for all. You can't be back and forth with nobody. Not if it's your kid, who it is. That's the way I look at it.
Now, race receivers, Danville, they didn't have race receivers, or did they?
They did. They weren't mandatory. But whatever it takes speed to show up, make them people in the grandstands happy, that's what we got to do. Because the main thing is getting the crowd out there. Because we can't have these race cars if we ain't got the crowd. Got the people, the fans. The fans know what it's all about. No matter what we got to do.
What's the biggest wrecks? Daryl, you and I and Marvin all sat, we were all 5 of us all together for about an hour before the Marvin Burton interview started, and then you left. But somebody told a story. The point was that the community came out to support the racetrack. And Daryl, you might be surprised at what might happen from people watching your interview today and Marvin Burton's interview, because you have made a statement that VCS was in trouble. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. You said something. VCS needs the support of the community.
Oh yeah, just like any business in the community needs community support. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything that you need to survive, we need to support that business to keep it open.
And so we need the fans to be coming to the racetrack. We need to find out who are the dedicated fans that would like to come in and help support VCS. We need to know who are the dedicated drivers. Isn't there something to where with UMP you have to have 10 UMP cars there, or car count to get the points?
To get your full points, yeah, in each class you got to have at least 10 cars or more to get your full UMP points for that night. Anything under that, you receive less points for that class.
So you need to know, you need a team of dedicated drivers, at least 10 drivers per class, and you need so many fans up in the stands, and you need the community to come out and support the racetrack.
Yeah, it's and I mean it's all about getting the word out, to people. In order to stay open, it takes the community. I mean, you can't keep the gates open without everybody's support.
Before we say goodbye, is there anything else that you want to say to anybody while you're on camera about VCS or anything else?
Well, I just really want to keep this racing alive, and I just reach out to everybody to support your local track, get the youth involved, just keep this sport alive and keep it from dying. Do whatever you can to save it. That's about it, man. I just, I enjoy it, and I want to see it around for my grandkids to be able to go somewhere and race.